Hello friends, welcome to this special guidance video. Yesterday, IBPS PO declared the results of this year's prelims exam. So obviously there were a lot of queries regarding what should we do next, how a student should orient his next couple of weeks, next couple of months. Now, when we look at the results, there are two categories of students, and for each one of these categories, what they should do differs, right? One category of students are those who have cleared the prelims, and the second category of students are those who have not cleared the prelims. Now, these two sets of students are to do different things at this point of time. In the middle of exam season, a person who is going to sit for mains in the next 3 weeks and a person who does not have an immediate mains but other exams waiting for him, the way they would orient their schedule, their time, their preparation would be different, and that's what we are going to talk about today, right? Okay, so if you are with me till the end of this small session, then what you would get is the clarity of what you should do if you are sitting for IBPS PO mains, and what you should do if you are not sitting for IBPS PO mains but are sitting for the other exams of the season. Okay, right? So let's start with those students who have cleared prelims. First of all, congratulations, you have cleared one hurdle. Now you're one step closer to the dream job of yours. So it makes more sense that you pull up your socks and do everything that you can to make that dream a possibility this year, right? So what you should do first, you at this stage, right, should be focusing on mocks, at least 3 to 4 mocks every week with full analysis. Now, if you have watched my previous video where I had talked about how to prepare for IBPS PO mains in detail after the IBPS PO prelim exam, you are already doing all these. Whatever I would tell you in the next couple of minutes, I am sure that you are already doing all these, right? If you have not watched that, I would recommend you to watch that too, because in this video I am going to give you pointers. In that video I had given in detail what you should have done, how you should have done, and the sources too. So take out a little time and after watching this video you can go back and watch that video too. Now coming back, so mocks, take 3 to 4 mocks a week and analyze them thoroughly. I have already told you how to analyze them in that video in detail. Just go through it. Second, general awareness section. Now that is a thing that is new in your mains. General awareness was not a part of your prelims, but it is a part of your mains. So what should you do? See, depending upon which mode you took for preparation, whether you were a marathoner, whether you were a person who wanted to prepare in 1 month, you know how much time you should give. Again, for this we had a guidance video at the start of the season, right? I would share that guidance video link also. So based on the mode of preparation you took, you have to invest your time. So let's say, for example, you are a person who is preparing for general awareness only for this 3 weeks or for the past 1 or 2 weeks. So for 4 or 5 weeks, how should you move ahead with it? We have discussed in that video with the reference to the sources that you should be using. But know this, that if that is the mode of preparation that you have taken, then you will have to invest 2 to 3 hours in general awareness in the next 21 days. Right? Now descriptive. Now descriptive is another new thing that you will face in mains, right? And the more you write in descriptive, the better you become at it. So 2 writing activity every day is something that you need to do for the next 21 days. If you are preparing with us, you already have got the static topics for letter, right? And I would share with you the current topics too. So write on those topics. If you are preparing by yourself, go through our descriptive lecture on YouTube. There are topic wise discussion. You can go through them and write on your own, right? Now, next, mains level question practice. See, the best place to work for mains level question practice are the mocks, the sectional tests, right, and the lectures where we have done mock level questions practice. Also take up those mocks which the exams of which you are not going to take, right, and practice from there. Treat them as sectional mocks and do section wise, take section wise test there, because when you take a test series, you have access to a lot of mocks. So there are so many exams that you will not be taking. So just go ahead and take sectional mocks out of, a sectional tests out of those mocks whose exams you will not be taking, right? And finally, as I told you, lectures where mains level questions have been discussed. If you are preparing by yourself, refer to our YouTube lectures, and if you are preparing with us in our course, then refer to all the mains advanced practice sessions that we have done, right? Now, couldn't clear prelims, the second set of students. What I am going to do, tell you next, is relevant for those students who have not cleared prelims as well as those who have cleared prelims and are going to take the upcoming tests also. Because after the mains exam, they need to change gears, shift gears, and prepare for the prelims exams of the other upcoming exams. Now, first of all, those who could not clear prelims, I can understand, I can feel how bad you might be feeling at this point of time. I know that, believe me, I have gone through failures at multiple stages in my preparation, in my life, in my professional life. So I can understand that. But then, my dear friends, that what I have seen is that yes, we should feel bad about it, and allowing us to feel that pain is necessary. But then it is also necessary for us to have control over us. One night of feeling bad for every failure is okay. There is, we all are human beings. When we put our efforts in something with sincerity and we do not get the results, we are bound to feel bad about it, and therefore you should give that one night of feeling bad. But then when you have slept over it, the next day should be new day. You should start with vengeance from the next day. So you already had that one night, and I'm sure those who could not clear felt bad about it, and it's all right, it's okay, nothing is missed, nothing is lost due to that one day. But from today, you'll have to treat this as a new day and start with all your guts. So again, because that was not the only exam, IBPS PO was not the only exam. There are a host of other exams waiting for you this season. The biggest among them, SBI PO. Prepare for it. Okay, at the starting of the next year, the RBI assistant is expected to come. Prepare for it. Okay, obviously, if you prepare for SBI PO, you would automatically get prepared for that. So, how would you plan your preparation for SBI PO is what is going to be the next 3 to 4 minutes. Now, first divide the number of days that you have for SBI PO into two parts. You have 75 days approximately for SBI PO. Divide it into two parts, 45 days, 30 days. 45 days to prelims and 30 days from prelims to mains. Okay, right. And then plan this 75 days in the way I tell you. In the next slide, I would guide you to how to plan your 75 days. Make that plan and follow it, and then you would see you would perform your best in the upcoming SBI PO prelims and mains exam. Okay, so let's see what should be your plan. Now, this plan, as I told you, those students who are sitting for IBPS PO mains, they can also follow this plan after the mains exam, right? So both of you can watch it, but for those who have not cleared IBPS PO prelims, for them this becomes the go-to way of preparation from today itself. First, before prelims, the first 45 days. that has to be further divided into two parts, 25 days plus 20 days. So what are you supposed to do in the first 25 days? In the first 25 days, do at least 2 concept building topics from 2 different sections every day for the next 45 days. So what it would do, it would end up giving you the clarity, the conceptual background on 50 different things. You would be in a position where you are able to understand the majority of the questions conceptually. That is the first 25 days. And in this period, you should also practice questions from the above topics. The topics that you are doing, you should start practicing questions from there. In this 25 days also and the next 20 days also. These needs to be done, right? Now, you should also work on your habits, some good habits like reading habits, calculation habits, all of these habits in these 25 days only, so that it improves your internal skill, your skills that are necessary inside the paper. Right? And in this period, the next 3 weeks, till 25 days, don't take more than 1 to 2 mocks. If you are studying now, if you are doing your course now, then you should avoid taking a lot of mocks. 1 to 2 mocks per week for the next 20 odd days and 20-25 days. And after that, you should shift gears, and for the last 3 weeks, you should take 3 to 4 mocks every week, right? So this is how you should move ahead. Now, needless to say, all mocks need to be followed with proper detailed analysis. Again, how to do that? Refer to my earlier lecture, the link I would give it in here. See, mocks are there so that you can improvise your chances, you can increase your chances of selection after every mock, because you make mistakes, you learn from their mistakes, you do not repeat those mistakes, and you move ahead and better your chances. Okay, right. So analysis is very important. So these are the things that you need to focus on and do for the next 45 days. 25 days plus 20 days. Okay, next. After prelims, the last 30 days that you have with yourself, what should you do? First of all, don't waste time after prelims thinking about whether you would be selected or not. You might think that your exam had been not up to the mark. Your prelims exam had been not up to the mark, and you do not prepare for mains. Then you would, and you get the call for mains, then you would be at a very, very bad mental state, because you'll be so guilt ridden that I had the opportunity and I missed it, right? See, there are 3 scenarios when you take a prelim. One is that you are confident and you get it. Okay? So you should be preparing just after the prelims only for mains. One, you are confident but you do not get it. Okay, so you'll be sad, you'll have to think about the other things, what you need to do. But this is not the worst case. You know what is the worst case? The worst case is you think that you will not get into mains, you do not prepare, and you get a call from mains. That's the worst case. That's what would give you the guilt of a lifetime. So don't do that. Now, the last 30 days, how would you give it to yourself? Course completion, clear the remaining parts of the course. Let's say, for example, I had told you 2 concept building sessions every day, but that might not be possible at the start, because at the start you understand it in more time also at first. So, the first 1 week or 10 days, it might happen that you are only able to do one concept. So, after the end of the 45 days till prelim, you might be left with some of the concepts. So, what you should do? Then you should complete them immediately after prelims. Okay. And you should also start with 3 to 4 mocks a week with thorough analysis after prelims, mains mocks. Okay. So, these 2 things you should parallelly start. GA is new, as you know. I have just now guided the IBPS PO mains candidate what to do. The same would be relevant for you also, 1 to 3 hours depending on whatever mode of preparation you took. and descriptive 2 writing activities every day after the prelims exams are over for the last 30 days, right? And mains level practice from mock, sectional test and lectures, right? Okay, so these are the things an SBI PO aspirant should start off doing right away. Okay, so before we end today, let me give you some bonus tips. Don't go on a content collection spree. Now, what is content collection spree? I'll give you an analogy. The festival season has just gone by, Dussehra, Diwali. So, in festival season, what do? We go on a shopping spree. We go to the market and we buy anything and everything that we like, right? For preparation also, a lot of students, when they fix their mind that we would prepare, they go on a collection spree. They look at something here, they look at something there, and they collect material without even thinking that how are they going to complete all of that. So don't do that. That is counterproductive. Fix your sources and prepare with sincerity on those. So in non-GA sections, focus on your understanding, application, coverage of concepts, focus on that, right? And in GA, rather than collecting tons and tons of material and overthinking about GA that I might leave something, I will lose some marks, panicking about that, because a lot of you are doing that. I'm seeing this every day, that people are so panicked about the general awareness that they are wasting their time panicking about GA rather than investing that time studying GA, right? This is what is happening. Yeah, so much to do, how to do, what to do, and expecting that some one would come out with a magic guide and say that, okay, your GA would come from here, just go through it and it would be done. You know that that's not going to happen. Looking at the general awareness section that has been coming for the past 2-3 years, what do you know about it? You know now the general awareness has become more analysis intensive. That means you will have to know the reason behind the news, 2-3 points beyond the news, you will have to know it. So when you know this aspect of the exam, you also know that it is now almost impossible to get 40 out of 40, 30 out of 30 that you used to get earlier. You know that. And you have been seeing it again and again for the last 2 years in the cutoff too, in the GA cutoff too. So, what is stopping you to give your 2 to 3 hours that I have already told you to give, and just forget about everything and give your best in the exam and get whatever scores you get, because that would be enough to clear your cutoff. If you are giving 2 to 3 hours of yours every day from today in a well planned manner, for that you take help of GA experts that or take help of PDFs, you take help of materials. For that you can collect material and take help of that in a well planned manner and take mocks. Then you'd automatically clear the cutoff, and not only that, you'd score something more. But getting a full marks would not be possible. But why are you targeting that? See, as the nature of the general awareness exam has changed over the past few years, it has become more analytical. You will have to understand that the smartness is in getting the best that is possible in limited time. For example, even if you give 12 hours a day to general awareness, can you ensure a full marks in GA? There might be something still you would be missing. You would get a little more than what you would get now, but 5-7 marks more. But then does that warrant increasing your GA preparation time from 3 hours to 12 hours? Does that? A 5 marks more, does that warrant your increasing your GA preparation time from 3 hours to 12 hours and compromising on your non-GA preparation, quant, reasoning, English? Does that warrant that? It does not, right? Investing that 9 hours in these 3 sections would automatically give you 10 marks, 15 marks more. So, if you are clearing your GA cutoffs and you are scoring decent with respect to the exam, don't have those mindset of 3 years back that I need to score full marks in GA. No. With respect to the exam, if you are scoring decent, then it's all right. Just focus on maximizing your score from the non-GA areas. right? So don't overthink and panic in GA. Believe in yourself, most importantly, whether that is for GA, whether that is for quant, reasoning, English, believe in yourself, focus, prepare sincerely, and you'd automatically see the benefits of it. Okay, so that would be all for today. Thank you very much and all the best.